Meet Michael Madison, an American serial killer and sex offender from East Cleveland, Ohio. Born into a challenging life on October 15, 1977, Michael faced a severely abusive mother and a father who denied his existence. Growing up, he experienced a tumultuous upbringing marked by hardship and mistreatment. In 2013, Michael's dark secrets were unveiled when he was arrested for the murders of at least 3 women over a 9-month period between 2012 and 2013. The shocking nature of his crimes sent shockwaves through the community. The investigation began when reports of a foul odor emanating from a garage lease by Michael reached the police. Upon further inspection, they made a horrifying discovery: a decomposing body. The next day, 2 more bodies were found, one in a backyard and the other in the basement of a vacant house. The victims, Shatisha Sheely, Angela Deskins, and Sherelda Helen Terry, had been wrapped in plastic bags and left yards apart. After obtaining a search warrant, the police entered Michael's apartment and uncovered further evidence of decomposition. A brief standoff occurred at his mother's house before Michael was taken into custody without incident. However, the courtroom proceedings brought even more drama when Michael, showing no remorse, smirked at the father of one of his victims, resulting in an emotional outburst. On July 22, 2013, Michael faced 3 counts of aggravated murder. In 2016, he was sentenced to death and he currently resides on death row. The court determined that the aggravated circumstances, including a course of conduct involving murder, kidnapping, and rape, far outweighed any mitigating factors. As the sentence was read, Michael remained emotionless, knowing he would never again smirk at the grieving relatives of his victims. However, even Michael would probably be shocked by the case of Marcus Lloyd. Meet Marcus Lloyd, a man already serving a life sentence for the murder of his pregnant ex-girlfriend, Sadie Dixon. Charged with murder once again, this time in Florida, Marcus' actions would leave a lasting impact on the community. On January 9, 2017, while on the run, Marcus was spotted by a shopper at a Walmart. Lieutenant Deborah Clayton, an officer on duty, attempted to apprehend him. Tragically, Marcus shot and killed Lieutenant Clayton during a shootout outside the store, leaving the community in shock. After the shooting, Marcus went on the run, but authorities tracked him down 9 days later. His capture was not without resistance, as he lost an eye during a confrontation with the police. Marcus also claimed to have suffered brain damage from alleged mistreatment by officers. During the trial, Marcus claimed self-defense in the shooting of Lieutenant Clayton. He also asserted that he acted in self-defense when he shot Sadie Dixon and her brother a month prior. Despite his claims of reacting impulsively, the judge ruled him competent to proceed with the sentencing hearing. Marcus' behavior in court will leave you appalled.
I just reacted. Even when they opened the door, I just reacted. I fired 2 shots, I just reacted.
Including first-degree murder of a police officer, attempted first-degree murder, aggravated assault, carjacking with a firearm, and possession of a firearm by a convict.
Marcus Lloyd was sentenced to death for multiple charges, including the first-degree murder of a police officer, attempted first-degree murder, aggravated assault, carjacking with a firearm, and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. The sentence was handed down by Judge Letitia Marquez, following the jury's unanimous recommendation for the death penalty. The sentencing brought a sense of closure and solace to the community, knowing that Marcus Lloyd, a dangerous murderer, would face the ultimate penalty for his heinous crimes. Lieutenant Deborah Clayton's memory was honored, and her tragic death served as a stark reminder of the sacrifices made by law enforcement officers to protect and serve. However outrageous you think Marcus Lloyd's reaction was, it doesn't compare to that of Nico Jenkins. Meet Nico Jenkins, an infamous American spree killer who embarked on a horrifying killing spree shortly after his release from prison. Having already served time for carjacking and assaults, Jenkins claimed to carry out the murders under the command of the ancient serpent god Apophis. Jenkins' trail of violence began when 2 bodies were discovered in a white Ford pickup truck near a city swimming pool. The victims had been shot in the head, their pockets turned inside out. It was revealed that they had been lured by 2 women for a sexual encounter, falling victim to Jenkins' random double murder. Jenkins' killing spree escalated, and his 4th and final victim, Andrea Kruger, was found with multiple shotgun wounds to the face, neck, and shoulder. Kruger, a bartender, was returning home when she encountered her tragic fate. Jenkins confessed to all 4 murders during a lengthy interview where he expressed that the acts were sacrifices to the deity Apophis. Throughout the trial, Jenkins's courtroom antics left everyone astounded. Representing himself with the guidance of advisory attorneys, he spoke in tongues, howled, and called out the names of his victims. Claiming to act under the command of Apophis, Jenkins showed no remorse or emotion, further shocking those in attendance. Despite his defense arguing mental illness, a psychiatrist concluded that Jenkins had an antisocial personality disorder and was feigning psychotic symptoms. Found guilty of the 4 murders, Jenkins was sentenced to death in a unanimous decision by the panel. Even in the face of his fate, he remained unremorseful and emotionless. The chilling case of Nico Jenkins serves as a stark reminder of the darkness that can reside within the human psyche. It exposes the devastating consequences when a disturbed mind combines with a distorted belief system. This punishment should serve as a reminder that hate crimes have no place in our society, especially for people like Jeremy Christian. Meet Jeremy Christian, a self-proclaimed white supremacist whose actions on a sunny spring day in May 2017 would haunt the Portland community. Hundreds of people boarded a MAX train, not knowing the nightmare that awaited them. As the train journey began, Jeremy Christian, fueled by alcohol, started spewing hate speech and biased language at 2 black teenage girls, one of whom wore a hijab. Witnesses reported Christian's disturbing rants, including threats of decapitation. The situation escalated rapidly, prompting the train operator to threaten police intervention. Passengers, including Micah Fletcher and Taliesin Namkai Mech, implored Christian to stop his tirade, but it took a tragic turn. In just 11 seconds, Christian stabbed Fletcher, Namkai Mech, and a 3rd passenger, Ricky Best. Ricky Best and Namkai Mech lost their lives in horrifying circumstances, while Fletcher survived but suffered a severe throat gash. The tragedy left the Portland community in shock. Ricky Best, an Army veteran and city employee, was one of the casualties. Micah Fletcher, a Portland State University student at the time, spoke of his struggles with nightmares and the emotional toll of the attack. The victims' families and the community grappled with the senseless violence that unfolded that day. During the trial, Jeremy Christian's behavior continued to defy comprehension. He cursed, threatened, and displayed no remorse. Despite his outbursts, he was found guilty on 12 counts, including first-degree murder, assault, and hate crimes. Jeremy Christian received 2 consecutive life terms without parole and an additional 25 years for other crimes. The verdict brought some semblance of justice to the victims' families and the community, but it couldn't erase the pain inflicted that day. The tragic events unleashed by Jeremy Christian serve as a stark reminder of the dangers of hate and extremism. The Portland community demonstrated resilience in the face of adversity, uniting to heal and seek justice for the victims. May the memory of Ricky Best and Taliesin Namkai Mech forever be cherished, and may their families find solace knowing that their loved ones will not be forgotten.